before we get started. My name's Jess Frank. I am a PGA teaching professional. I have been teaching golf. Ooh, network connection. There we go. Okay. I've been teaching golf for a very long time, over 20 years. I've been a PGA professional for about the same time, and love teaching the game, love really learning about the golf swing. And so we've been doing a bunch of these backyard golf lessons, and so I want to kind of go into it. We've talked about the grip, we've talked about the setup, we've talked about posture, we've talked about the takeaway, the beginning of the golf swing. We've talked about getting to the top of the golf swing, and we've talked about going down, the first move down into the golf swing. And so I want to talk to you today about impact and how you can perfect your impact and hit the ball more solid. While impact is a good thing, you can definitely work on impact positions. This is something that you can do for sure, and and it's a really good way to look at your hands and your wrist and make sure you're in the right position at impact. So this is an excellent time to do these drills, because what you can do is they're called hold drills or freezer drills, and they're excellent to practice in front of a mirror as well. And so what I like to do for impact drills is I like to practice. I'm going to tilt the camera down a little bit. And so what I like to do with impact drills is if this is my regular address position and setup, what I want to do is I want to put a little more shift to my lead leg, if you can see that. So I do a little bit of a lateral slide to my lead leg, and I'm going to push up with my lead leg. And you can see as I do that, here's my handle in the golf club in the setup position. Let me get a little better angle there. So here's my setup position right here with just standard setup before I hit a golf ball. And then here's impact. So you can see the difference in the two. So here's setup position with the shaft and the handle pretty much maybe leaning a little bit more to my left leg or my lead leg. But here as I go into impact, you can see is that my hands are forward towards my left leg. I'm extending my left leg. I'm not staying bent over like a lot of people say to do. They say stay flexed down or keep your head down. And this is something that is definitely not advisable. And so what I like to do is I also like to take the club and put it up in front of me to work on impact as well. So if I just stand, and this is regular address position, and this is impact position. So you can see where my hands move slightly ahead of my left leg here. You can also see when I do this is that the face is going to start to point for me a little bit to the right. And this is what I want to do to have a push draw. So the push draw is where the ball starts a little bit right of the target line and curves back to the left. And the way a push draw works is that your club face is the deciding factor on where the ball starts. So many people think it's the opposite. So many people think it's the path that starts the ball. But TrackMan, Flight Scope, and all these different launch monitors have said that it's pretty much 90% of the ball is going to start where the face is looking. It's not the path. So the face starts the ball in the direction that you want it. So for you to hit a draw as a right-handed golfer, the face has to be looking slightly right of your target line to start the ball right. And then from there, it's going to curve back to the left, because usually if your face is looking a little bit right and your handle's forward, your path is going to be slightly to the right of the face. So it's that dynamic and the difference between the two that helps you curve the ball from right to left. And so that's something that I always like to teach people, is just to hold the club up in front of you here, and then you can see as I push the hands forward and then I can lower the club, you can see actually how my shoulders are also tilted here. Oops, my shoulders are tilted. So you can see that my shoulders are tilted. So my hands are forward, my hips start to open slightly, and my shoulders stay pretty square to the target line. I see a lot of people that hit too much with their shoulders. So I guess we can start, well, let's start from the ground up. So we have the feet, the weight's gonna be on my front foot, on my left foot. So here's my at impact, I'm gonna have about 80% to 85% of my weight on my front foot. The hip slide's gonna be forward. I'm gonna have my hips open slightly. So my hips are gonna be open slightly, but you can see is that my shoulder line here is not open. So that's something that's super important. I'm also changing flexes in my knees. My knees are not staying the same at impact. My left knee is straightening, my right knee is bending, and so this is very important. So you can see also as I work up the way, that my hands are forward, my arms are straight, shoulders are tilted, and head is slightly behind the ball. So you can see this, my head, I'm not forward in front of the ball. So that's how I achieve really good impact, a really good impact position. So when I hold the club up in front of me here, and I work on this impact here, and this is another great thing is that I have an impact bag. I should have brought it out, but it's in my car, so I have to. But you can work on it if you have an impact bag. It's really good to work on hitting into an impact bag. But I see so many people. I'll talk about the shoulders here. I see so many people when they slice the ball, they're hitting with their shoulders. Their shoulders spin open. And so what happens is that also promotes the club from swinging out to in. So if I do it down the line, my shoulders open, the club swings out to in. And so that will, with an open club face, that will make you curve the ball to the right or slice it, and it's a weaker shot. So there's a great drill that you can do when you're practicing keeping the shoulders closed. You can keep the shoulders back and feel that your shoulders stay back behind the ball. So you can see this right here. So my arms are straight, my shoulders are tilted back. So in impact, you know, the most important thing in impact is having the weight forward. That's huge, because I see so many people when they swing that they're like on their back foot and leaning backwards, wiping across the ball, and they think their weight's forward, but it's not. So, and I see this a lot in the golf, in my golf lessons at Deer Creek. So what I like to see is the weight being forward on my front foot, my hands and arms being forward. So my handle's forward, my weight's forward, my shoulders are tilted here. So you can see my shoulders being tilted. That's super important. My eyes at impact are also looking down. Now that's very different than keeping your head down. The eyes looking down is not putting your head or your chin in your chest. There's so many people who have been told to keep their head down for so long. It's such a bad piece of information. You know, it's people are saying, oh, keep your head down, keep your head down. And what it does is it just totally restricts your golf swing and also adds a lot of tension to your golf swing. It takes away distance, it takes away pivot. When people are, you know, even like, you know, they come into impact and their right shoulder for a right-hand golfer goes into their chin. So how are you supposed to develop any speed like that? And then what happens, there's a whole host of things that happen after impact that really hurt your game as well. So again, my name's Jess Frank. I'm a PGA teaching professional. I've been a PGA member since 2001 and love teaching the game, love helping people learn how to play better golf. And this is something that I think would really be beneficial to everyone who can't play golf right now and need to work on something to get the golf bug out of their system or keep their momentum, what they had before the shutdown, keep going. So again, you want to have the handle forward, weight forward, arms straight at impact. This is something I'm gonna back up a little bit so you can see that. So handle forward, weight forward. I also have a little hip slide here, so you can see this right here. So I'm also pressing into the ground with my hands. So as I come into the ground, you can see is that I'm never, oops, digging up a little turf here, but I'm never sitting on my back foot and flipping my hands up. That's so many times when people top the ball, that's what happens. So again, you want to get in a really good impact position. The weight's going to be forward, my hips are slightly open, my shoulders are pretty much, you know, a little bit, I'd say square to the target line. My eyes are down and parallel to the target line at impact. They're not, my head's not down in my chest, or it's not way up. It's pretty much back down and through here. So that's definitely a good way to achieve impact. I would say another good drill for you to do is put the golf club across the shoulders. Again, I'm a big believer in the tilting, extending and tilting. So you can see this. So you can see if my club is across my shoulders, I tilt back. This is my backswing. I come back into impact. You can see where the butt of the club is going. So I see so many people where they're turning their shoulders. So this is the spinning. This is the spin out that a lot of people have been taught to do at impact. They say turn your hips as fast as you can, turn your chest to get way open. And all that occurs is that your club comes over the top and you wipe across the ball and you hit like a butter knife shot where it's just like a weak slice. So again, this is a great drill. This is something you can do in the mirror. So what you want to do, get yourself set up into posture, take your backswing here, and then as you come into impact, you can see this is my impact position. Here's address, here's impact. Looks very different, right? So I have address, impact. So many people have also been taught to get back into the same position at impact that they were at address. This is false. This is very, 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 very false. So when you're at home working on the game, set up to the ball so you can see the club is pretty much slightly across right across my shoulders. And if all I'm gonna do is go into impact, I'm gonna tilt and extend into impact. So what I do is I'm tilting and extending. I am not turning. I'm tilting and extending. What this also does is this keeps my head in a very central place here. It does not move my head forward. It does not move my head backward. It pretty much keeps my head right in the center of my golf swing without me even trying to do it, just by learning how to tilt and extend. Okay, this is impact, tilting and extending. Then I add my arms to it, and now you look like a tour player. So it's a really simple way, and what I like to teach in my golf lessons, I teach it every day when I have the chance, once we get this virus past. So once it goes by us and everybody's back to playing golf again and hopefully normal life. But again, I love teaching this game. I love people. I love helping people. I love helping them learn the game really in a simple way. And so if you work on your impact, and here's the thing, when you're practicing, chip first, small swings, make solid contact, hit little shots, work on your impact. If you're somebody who hits behind the ground or behind the ball at impact, what happens is you flip your hands. The club head, you've been told to roll your hands. This is no good. You do not want to roll your hands. You want to keep the shaft behind your hands into impact. You can see where the club head is compared to my hands. It is not in front of my hands. Keep it behind your hands. So just work on this little zone right here. Boom, right through the ball. And so what happens then is now the face becomes a lot more stable. The face is more stable. You're not rolling the club face all over the place. So that also hurts your impact chances and your ball direction chances. So, this is something I really believe in. Work on this. Start with chipping. Start with pitching. Make little swings. You can do in your backyard with some wiffle balls, or you can do in your backyard with some tennis balls. Just be careful if you do it with real golf balls. You don't want to break any windows, especially Jay Higgins. I know he's been definitely known to break a few windows in his yard and in his neighborhood. But this is something that you can definitely work on. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully that you can, stay busy and just keep, in between, when you can't obviously go to the golf course. You know, do it in your house. I mean, just get into impact, look in the mirror, see where the mirror is, or see where your position is at impact. Okay. Now this happens, impact happens like in a blink of an eye. So you cannot treat impact as, you know, when you're swinging, as a thought in a position. This is something to work on, a drill, something that you can do in your spare time, in your backyard, to see where your hands are, see where the club face is. And so this is, oh, thank you, Jenny, appreciate that. So this is something that can really help your game, and it definitely changed my game, because for a long time I was taught to shift my weight, to turn, and then roll my hands. So what happened was I lost distance, I lost the power, I lost the distance, I lost the consistency of strike. I went from hitting a 5-iron. When I was hitting the ball well, I could hit a 5-iron about 180 yards. I went to hitting a 5-iron about 160, and that's if I hit it, you know, hit it decent. But then after I learned from one of my mentors, and learning and spending a lot of time with him, is that the handle forward and the weight forward and the tilting and extending of the body are things that you can definitely work on, and I worked on, and now I hit a 5-iron over 200 yards. So, and I can pretty much go to it every single time. So do the drills that we talked about, work on the impact, understanding impact, weight forward, hip slide, keep the shoulders square, keep the arms straight. You can see my wrist. My wrists are in a really good position here. That's super important. And so if you have any questions or comments, or you want me to look at your golf swing, please go ahead and leave it on, you can DM me, or you can leave it on the stream here, and I will get back to you. But hopefully this finds you guys get a lot of value out of these little backyard lessons. I'm gonna try to continue them as we're down here, and something that I really enjoy doing. And you know, I feel like I've been given so much and blessed so much with the game of golf, that I really want to give back, and I really want to help people, and so that's why I'm doing it. So hopefully this helps you. If you have any questions, comments, something you want me to cover, also if you go ahead and share this out with all your friends on social media, that would be awesome. I also have my Jess Frank Golf Academy YouTube channel, which is free, where I have a lot of tips, a lot of strategies to help you play better golf. So I know that can help you as well. So if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be phenomenal. I would really appreciate it. That would be a huge help for me. So, and also help me continue the channel and grow my channel. So hopefully this live stream can inspire you to play better golf, to go work on your game while we're shut down. Just go ahead and chip in the backyard. I've seen a lot of videos of people putting in their house, which is really cool. So I'm absolutely excited about the future, and excited and optimistic, and we'll get back to this thing and get through it. I know a lot of my friends across the country who are golf pros are shut down. Some are still teaching, but everybody stay positive. We'll get through this. Let's do it together, and be safe and be healthy. And again, please leave any questions or comments that you have on my live stream about the golf swing. I'd love to help you, and we'll go from there, and hopefully I'll keep doing this, which I know I will. So we'll see you soon, and have a great Sunday. Talk to you soon, everyone.